Hi love bugs, this is your girl Sharika with the Vlog Life. I'm here for our pillow talk story time on when I was the victim of a robbery. Yeah, stay tuned and I hope you guys love this video. So what ended up happening was I had to work late. I was 17 years old. I worked at this store, we're gonna call it ABCD for privacy purposes. I was scheduled to get off at 9 o'clock. I ended up staying there late because I was waiting for my boyfriend's brother to come to pick me up. So my friend at the time, we're gonna call her Becky for security purposes. So Becky, she was the clerk. Like, she was pretty much in charge of bookkeeping for that shift that I worked. So what ended up happening was Becky had me to clock out since I was waiting for a ride. Technically, I was off the clock. So Becky informed me, she was like, you know what? Because since I was so enthusiastic about my job at 17. I don't know too many people who are. And I was just like, you know what, Becky? I am going to help you to close the building because we were starting to close for the night. There were no customers in the store. It was just Becky, myself, and our two supervisors. So Becky showed me how to press the button and to close the exit doors for the ABCD store. So we ended up closing the first set of doors, and I kept asking her, I was like, Becky, do you want me to close the second set of doors? And she was like, not yet. It's not 11 o'clock yet. It's only 10:30. We're going to wait until 11 o'clock 10:45, 10:50 before we close the doors again, or for the other side, the entrance. So I waited and I kept saying, Becky, can I go ahead and close the door? And Becky was just like, calm down. It's not that serious. And me being enthusiastic and learning something new within my job, I was just like, is it time yet? And she was like, yeah, it's almost time. So what ended up happening is, without me knowing, there were two guys, we're going to call them Jack and Stan. Jack and Stan were already in the store. Somehow they bypassed me because I was always checking my cell phone by the time clock. And Jack and Stan ended up coming into the store. What I noticed out my peripheral vision is I noticed that Jack, which was the shorter gentleman, he jumped over the counter like a freaking ninja. He jumped over the counter like he used one hand and jumped over. Now, mind you, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought that, okay, maybe he's just playing, jumping over the counter. I don't know. I was naive at 17. I didn't think nothing of it. But Jack jumped over the counter, and Stan just stood there. Stan was a taller guy. He had on this trench coat, and he was just standing there. So I'm just like, okay, what is going on? So when I called Becky, I was like, Becky, and I started walking up towards the counter. So Stan was just like I stood there and I'm looking at him, and I see him like having his hand inside of his trench coat, and I'm just like, what's going on? And I kind of made eye contact with him, but he would not turn his face completely towards me. So I was just like, Becky, and she wasn't responding. So I'm just like, what's going on? So the guy, Jack, he was just standing there, and I'm just like, what's going on? So I was standing there looking at him, and he was like, if you don't stop looking at me, I'm going to shoot you in your face. Like, so he didn't ever pull out a gun or anything of that nature. He just kept his hand inside of his trench coat. So I was just like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is happening? Finally, when he told me to turn around and stop looking at him or he was going to shoot me in the face, after the third time he said it, I turned around and I was just like, oh my gosh, I am going to die. Like, I am going to die. I am too young to die. I'm only 17. I'm only in high school. Like, what the heck is going on? So in the meantime, while I'm standing facing the opposite direction from him, basically with my back turned, and he's standing like straight, there was this other cashier that was there, this older lady. For privacy purposes, we're going to call her uh, Destiny. Destiny walked up to me and she's just like, why are you standing there looking crazy? Because I was frozen. Like, I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be at home. I'm supposed to be like taking a shower right now, watching TV, sleeping. So Destiny was just like, what are you doing? And I'm whispering to her like, help me, he's trying to kill me. So Destiny was just like, what? And I'm just like, I want to choke your ass. Like, can you not understand that we are being robbed? Like, I'm whispering to her to save my life. And I'm just like, and the guy, like, I noticed, like, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that he was staring at me. Like, he knew that I was telling her something, and he was just like looking at me. And Destiny, not getting the picture that we're being robbed, she walks away and she shakes her head at me like I'm just so young and naive and just playing a trick on her. She walks away and I'm just like, you know good. Oh my gosh, I was so upset at her. So I'm standing there. The next thing I know, the ninja Stan, or whatever I called him, Jack Stan, whatever, he jumped over the counter and he jumped over the counter like he was a skateboarder, like just with one hand, jumped over the counter, and then the taller guy ended up going out, like outside with him. The shorter guy was like the height of Kevin Hart. He peeks back in the door and he's like, if you don't start running, I'm gonna start shooting. So I was like, oh, hell no. I'm like, I'm not about this. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I ended up running for my life, zigzag running, sprinting, running to the back of the store, looking for the managers. So I found, for all intents and purposes, I found Jermaine and Dupree. Okay, we're gonna call them Jermaine and Dupree, and they were standing there, and I was just like, what the hell are you guys doing? We just got robbed. Like, we just got robbed. Why are you guys standing here? So next thing I know, my friend Becky comes and she's like, I quit. We just got robbed. So they're just like, what are you guys talking about? Calm down. We're like, call the police. We just got robbed. So they finally, after we calmed down, they called the police or whatever. Mind you, at this time, my boyfriend's brother still was not, he was like a no-show. And I called him like, where the hell are you? Like, we just got robbed. Where are you? So he had to end up going to his house, picking up my boyfriend, obviously, to bring him to the store to find out what happened. I called my mom. My mom got there quicker than them. They lived 5 minutes from the store. What the hell were they doing? You know, powdering their faces, putting on makeup. It does not take that long to get to the scene of a crime. It does not. If the police was able to get there quick, he should have been able to get there quick. But anyways, while we're talking to the police, they're explaining to us, like, you know, tell us what happened. I'm sitting there crying like, I don't know what happened. That's exactly how I was, because I was scared, you know, and I was 17, and I'm just like, why me? Why me? My mom got there. She's like, where's my baby? Where's my baby? And my friend wasn't even really crying. So I started to have my suspicions about, was this a staged robbery? Because looking back and fast forwarding and listening to everything that happened, my friend Becky really wasn't crying as much as I was. I was hysterically crying where I couldn't breathe. Like, I was hyperventilating. And I was like, Mommy, I'm ready to go home. I'm not coming here no more. I quit. And I just, like, pretty much it was an unsolved mystery. The police were not able to catch the guys. This happened around Thanksgiving, so they were not ever able to catch the guys. There was no ballistics. There were no fingerprints, no nothing. Even though the ninja jumped over the counter, more than likely he had gloves on, because they fingerprinted everything. They asked everyone questions. I feel like it was just staged, because it just so happened that there was money in the clip to be dropped off. Picked up the next morning by Brinks. It just looks so suspect. Like, there's no way that someone knew exactly how our cameras were positioned. We had one set of cameras in the entire building, and there's no way that no one could have jumped over the counter, you know, pretty much bypassed our entire one camera system, and know exactly how to get behind the door. So, long story short, obviously I'm safe. But the thing is that this is why I do not work at night, and I'm so happy I work at home now. But the case was not ever solved. They did not ever find anyone. The next day, guess what? Your girl was at work. I had to get my money. But anyways, I'm so happy to share this story time pillow talk with you guys about what happened when I was in the middle of a robbery. So please, as always, please like this video, subscribe, and you know, let me know what kind of stories you guys want to hear. I have a lot of them. Like, my life is like a movie. I have so many story times that I can share with you guys. But I do look forward to our next vlog. And as always, I want to say peace. I love you guys. Mwah.